Good morning. Yeah, how you doing? I gotta come learn how to do this. I probably will trip up myself, right? All right, good morning, everybody. New York City at war with itself. So we're gonna hey. So yeah, I just wanted to come in and say good morning to all of you. We're running every morning for gun violence victims. All our children who will die by the hands of a gun, 8-year-old. We're praying over the city, um, making sure that this city know that God belongs in the city. And no matter what we do, we still need to have an idea of spirituality in our city. So, as legislatures legislate laws, we have to make sure that we also have a moral voice in our community, in our cities, with prayer. So, early in the morning, we lift up our city in prayer. Then we get out active. We we run. We run so that I'm not going to post any comments right now. We run so that we can stay in shape. Self care, clergy self care is very important. And then we take action by going into the streets and trying to talk to individuals, meet folks, let the young brothers and sisters know that there is more to life than running around with guns in our city. So I am also looking at the fact that when we talk, let me see if I got my volume up here. When we talk about New York City at war with itself, a lot of cities in America is at war with itself. You got the police reform, defund the police, Black Lives Matters. Then there's a group that is calling for all Black lives to matter. So that when we see the killing of 8-year-olds and 3-year-olds, we know that this is not the way that our city needs to run or how we need to be in our city. So what we need right now is that we need for our government to elected officials, police departments, district attorneys, everyone who is dealing with violence to come together to tackle this issue that we have in front of us, which is a pandemic within a pandemic. Some people say that we are in a triple pandemic, but whatever it is, that we surely are in a place that we don't need to be in right now. Our president, our heart goes out to the 14-year-old who was shot yesterday. I saw the Atlanta Mayor Bottoms really pleading and crying out to the community in Atlanta to stop shooting. I saw Mayor Lightfoot in Chicago pleading with individuals over the weekend to stop killing one another. I've seen the pain on the face of Mayor Bill de Blasio for clergy to help, for community to help to be engaged. I want to say to you, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, there is not one thing that is going to help cure the violence. It's multiple different things. I mean, when you look at I want to make this point to you, right? When you look at the amount of work that churches have been doing, houses of worship, to teach people to be moral, to live right, to live just, that is something that is very important to know that it's a real thing. When you can teach people morality, that they don't have to pick up a gun, people don't give the churches credit in terms of gun violence prevention or theft, murder, robbery, um, grand larceny, which is robbery. They have people who are doing all sorts of wickedness within a particular place that they live. The church the church have been teaching morality, and that should be accounted for a lot of different things that happens in our society. That is accounting for people having children, raising up good children, being good parents. Also, to the Bible teaches that children should obey their parents in the Lord, for this is right, to honor your mother and your father. You know, this is the first commandment with promise. If you want to live long, you got to honor your parents. Those are biblical principles that people don't realize is keeping a lot of individuals off the street from picking up guns for doing crazy things in our community. So the church itself have been the fabric of our society that held us together during slavery, even before that first century, and even now. Even when churches closed, there's no major gathering. Yeah, you gather on Zoom or what have you. But we don't think of the attribute of all that it takes to keep a community safe. So it is not just the idea of the police department or community groups. It's spirituality too as well. To put spirituality in the hearts of mankind, that is so important too. So we are at war with ourselves because we are pointing our fingers at one another. The police department with the district attorneys and the district attorneys with the prisons and everyone. The court is not working and this and that. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, it is a community crisis. We are at war with ourselves because we are pointing at the very same systems which we use, whether to our benefit or not, for all of these years. And anytime that you have systems that are being dismantled and broken down, you're going to have within it confusion. But how do you get through that is that you have to then work very hard to get through the confusion. So we are in a critical point and place in our lives, and even in the city of New York, that we have to then look at the fact that we need to be able to get past the past. Yes, we are in a reforming period. The police is saying that they want the community to tell them how to police, which is a good thing to say. But at the same time, everyone needs to do their job. I need to do my job. I need to do a better job being a clergy. I need to do a better job being a husband and a parent. If I can raise my children in a way that the government don't have to worry about my young son or my daughter picking up a gun, going on the street, that's one of the best things that I can do for my community. That's the best thing that you can do. So all of these individuals, children who have guns and who are going out here causing havoc in our communities, they go home to sleep at night. Where are they sleeping? So we have to then start to open up our eyes and be engaged in what is happening in our communities, what is happening in our society. So the blaming game in New York City, the blaming game in New York City, we have to put an end to it. If we are calling for help, I could agree. We will help. Like, everyone needs to help. But to start to blame, I mean, it looks so terrible. It's bad. There's poor leadership. As someone who runs churches and who runs organizations, I can't come into a situation where there's a problem and all I'm doing is that I'm blaming the usher board, I'm blaming this one, I'm blaming the deacon board, I'm blaming the youth ministry. No, what I gotta say is that, listen, we gotta come together, we gotta sit in the room, we gotta pray about this, we gotta come up with a plan, and then we gotta attack the issue and the problems that we have. So in New York City, we have to attack this together. You can't use this moment to climb up politically speaking. We have to use this moment now. Because if you're trying to wait for this mayor or this governor to leave so that we can take over, or you waiting for the police commissioner to leave so that you can be the next police commissioner or whoever the case is, I want to tell you, that model is a failed model. Because you don't burn down the house, looking at the house burning. You have the ability to out the fire, and then you say, nah, Gil lives in there, let it burn down, so when it burns down, I can come and I can take over and I can build it back, and I'm going to be like, you see, I build back, I'm the savior. Got to change our mentality. So New York City is at war with itself. We're not speaking on the same page. We have too many different ideas and ideologies. There's too many reasons why we're thinking that gun violence is up. Gun violence is up because people are actually wicked. Gun violence is up because, you know, young men have lost confidence in our society, lost confidence maybe in themselves, have maybe gone through a bad patch in their life. Gun violence is up for so many reasons. It's not just one reason. And we can't spend it today. If we spend today, I want to tell you all right now, if we spend today complaining about the uh, who is to blame for the violence, we're going to be wasting our time in the city. What we have to do is that we have to we know everybody has a plan and everybody's working in their particular area, and you just gotta work it. But you gotta speak. Anytime that you're not speaking together and you don't have a front, enemies, when they see that you're together, you're standing together strong, the city being covered by prayer, the city being covered by prophetic voices, speaking over children, declaring over children life that they're going to live and not die. They're going to have a gun in their house right now, but they won't pick up that gun. When you stand shoulder to shoulder that the police department is policing in CPR, courtesy, respect, and professionalism, when you have mayors putting the right funding in the right places, when you have the city council passing good, just, and moral laws, looking at the budget as a moral document, when you have mothers and fathers doing their job, raising their children, checking to see if, whatever they have in their bags when they come into the homes, if you see your child have shoes that cost $150 or shoes that is just as much as a car payment and they're not working anywhere and you're receiving money from them, you got to figure out in your mind where they're receiving that money from. Right? You have to figure out in your mind where they're receiving that money from. So there are so many things that we have to do. There's not one thing. And this one-sided, lopsided idea about well, I have the the um, the portion of of um, of curing this violence by myself or my organization or your organization. It's not gonna work that way. It's a consistent effort all over. So we are running. I want to encourage clergy to get active, get moving, running for the victims of gun violence. I'm still trying to find the right hashtag. So if you want to help me find the right hashtag for clergy running, that'd be great too as well. We'll be more than happy to have that. If you can help us, that'd be great. We want to get everyone moving and active. We want to highlight. We want people to see that folks are not just sitting down and waiting for another body to drop in order to cry and mourn and lament. We lament before it happens. We lament for all the families and parents who will have to bury the son and the daughter this summer. We lament for those who had to bury their son and their daughter before this summer. We lament on those who had to bury their family members during COVID-19. You know, we are lamenting as a city that we're not doing a good enough job. We lament as families, as fathers, seeing that sometimes we can't reach and touch and grab that young man who, we ourselves for sure used to be just like that young person. Somebody in our life reach out and touch us and reached us where we were, right? Because it reached us. And when they reached us, we change our ways. So like this and share this video. We're doing this in the morning after we're running, just to bring awareness to the gun violence issues that we have, but more so for the victims who have died or all of the victims who survived, the survivors, of gun violence in New York City and across the country. So we look at all of this and we lament and we are praying that God is going to continue to heal our land from this open season of callous behavior. from our own children. And so we don't give up on them, right? We keep on praying. Hey, what's up, man? We don't give up on them at all. We keep on praying. We keep on believing. We never give up on our children. We can't. If you look at them as your children, we don't give up on them. Not one of them. We don't want to give up on them here. And then we leave, and then we try to form these prison ministries to meet people in prison and to support them. Let's do the prison ministry, yes. I'm not saying no. But after we have done the prison ministry, we also need to do front-end ministry. Front-end ministry. So call a fast. When Israel and children of Israel in the Bible had issues and they needed to hear from God, they had to call a fast. What we need right now is that we need to call a fast, but we need to call a gathering of our mothers and fathers in our community. And we want to cry out and say we want to save our children. And we want our children to also save themselves. We have to do this, right? It's at the point that if the Black community, today is Blackout Day. Is it today? Yeah, today's Blackout Day. That they're asking people in Black America not to shop and spend money only with Black-owned businesses. I want to tell you that I want to a Blackout Day as well. We need a Blackout month. No shooting in Black America for the whole month of July. I would love to see that. We need to do it, right? So all of these things need to happen. We have to lament as a community. We have to call all of the forefathers in, the mothers, the matriarchs, the patriots. We have to sit down the rappers, everyone, and say, listen, Black America, it's time for us to stop killing ourselves. And as parents, as mothers, as fathers, we're saying, sons, stop killing one another. You're killing your own future. You're killing authors. You're killing the next president of the United States. You're killing fathers, and you're stopping the lineage of children and generations. We're killing our own generations. We're not going on the right path. And it's not something that we can say that it's only about morality and it's about the fact that there is sin in the world. There's sin in a lot of communities, but not every community is killing themselves at the rate that we're killing ourselves. So we know it's more than just, we know that it's more than just world conditions. We know that for sure. We know it's more than world conditions. What we do know is that the things that we need in our community, we definitely need to pick up our pace and provide those things in our communities. So I'm hoping that, again, moving forward, that we should not be at war with ourselves, right? We have to make sure that what we're looking at is that we must be able to come together as a city, in all the cities, and say, listen, we're coming together, we're working, we have a plan of action, and we're going to tackle this. Let's go. Every time that we take a shooting, we all collectively apologize for anyone who is killing New York City. We apologize to anyone killing Chicago, Indiana. We apologize for anyone who's killing the streets of America by the hands of the gun. We say we're sorry, and we mean that we are sorry. And anything that we can do to help, we want to be able to be helpful to you. But we can't blame one another. We can't blame organizations. We can't call out organizations for not doing their particular job or saying that they should do more publicly. You get together in a room and you say, here's where we are, here's where we need to go, and this is the plan of action. Now let's go out and do it so that there could be trust. So New York City is at war with itself. And how do we get together? We need to take a ceasefire from pointing fingers at one another. We need to have a blackout day that for the next week or so, the mayor, the governor, all the police commissioner, I'm just saying this, right? Like, how is this going to happen? Well, we can show the world that let's say, you know what? Let's get together, come up with a plan, and get the plan going. We know what the plans are. Every one of us have plans. The mayor has a plan, the governor has a plan, elected officials have plans. Let's put the plans together for the sake of our people. And then, therefore, once we put that plan together, let's go out and let's execute it. So our prayers over the city, man, that today, that guns will cease, that on this blackout Tuesday, that there's a blackout of gun violence, and that young men and women will see that there's more to life than just this crazy lifestyle that we have in urban America. All right, brothers and sisters, God bless you all. Don't forget, I'm looking for people to run in the mornings for victims of gun violence while you stay active. If you want to get engaged and involved, definitely, hit us up so that we can support, so you can help us to support what we're doing. And praying that you definitely will be able to see us through this deadly and dangerous time. So blessings to all, man. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you again. Thank you.